Hello and welcome. I'm Jason.
And I'm Steve.
And today we bring to you two cars in the high-performance luxury coupe segment, which seem to be on paper a really good head-to-head.
Only that's convertible.
Yeah, they didn't have a coupe, so you're not allowed to open it. No opening.
Whatever.
Yeah. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's do the less expensive one first.
Is the Lexus it? Okay. Well, this is what we have. The 2019 Lexus LC500 starts at Canadian $102,750. In the USA, it's $92,300, and as tested, it's $103 and change. And Canadian, as tested, it's $116,250. And in the other corner, we have the 2019 BMW M850 convertible, which starts in Canada at $131,500. As tested, it's $143,200. In the USA, it starts at $121,400, and as tested, it would have been $128,450. So the Lexus is the cheapest one.
This is the sexiest front end I've ever seen in my life. These guys look like they took Kiss and changed it up to be a sexy rear-wheel drive.
You're taking my lines now with the Kiss guys. So I like the grille, very Lexus-y grille. Headlights, pretty awesome.
Triple beam headlights, that's pretty unique for their whole lineup, no?
I like the side. That rear haunch there is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, it gives it a nice fat looking look at the back end. But look, 6 piston brakes at the front, 4 in the rear.
Yeah, and 2-piece rotors in the front, which means these brakes are actually high performance brakes.
Yeah, they are.
And you know they're by wire, so when you're actually pressing the brake pedal, you don't really feel the kickback of the ABS.
That's pretty cool.
You just see a light. So rear haunches, we let's do a stick test to see all the vents. Real, 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 fake.
So look at the back end. What do you notice about the back end first?
Taillights. They're
Right.
3D and they're amazing.
They're sweet. I'll give you $5 if you can figure out where the button for the trunk is.
I know already.
Where?
Right
good job.
there.
Good. But what else do you see in this area?
Backup camera.
Right, but that's pretty obvious, but
Oh,
retractable wing.
yeah. So when you get the performance package, which this car has,
Right.
you get that deployable wing,
You get the carbon fiber roof,
carbon fiber roof.
21-inch rims,
You get the carbon fiber
inserts. You get the scuff plates.
Yeah. You have the sport seats, right?
Yep.
You get rear steering. So you have 4-wheel steering. And you get a rear Torsen limited slip differential.
Correct. Look at that. That's
says-
serious.
It says Lexus on it.
Those things say we're serious about this car, and they did.
Attention to detail. And this carbon fiber reinforced plastic, whatever this is on the door,
Look at this.
it's also really cool.
There's no little knob that goes up and down. This turns green when it's locked, which I think is a little bit counterintuitive because I think it'd be red, but
Yeah, true.
let's go on to yours.
So I have to say about this BMW, it's definitely a really good looking car, but it just doesn't feel as special as the LC.
Well, it's a BMW, and it's the flagship BMW, and it's your BMW.
I mean, the design, look, the rear taillights, they look so good. Everything, like the bumper, the inserts, the way everything is just dynamically sculpted. I really, really like this car. Like when you look at it and you just analyze every little design element on its own, it really looks good. But then when you put it all together, I don't know, it's muted. It just doesn't scream anything. It looks like a flagship BMW. It actually does.
Don't get me wrong, it looks sick. This
But
is
yeah,
a gorgeous car.
Between
But
the
I mean,
two, the difference is spectacular.
Look. You got BMW. I'm cool. I'm a rock star.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Fake. Real. Fake. I guess fake. Real. 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 On demand.
So, what do you think?
It looks amazing.
I know. And the best thing is that it doesn't look like a Toyota or
No.
a Lexus or anything for that fact.
I really can't find any shared parts with like any other Toyota in here.
No, it doesn't.
Other than-
There's nothing.
Okay, maybe this touchpad reminds me a bit of some other Lexuses, but that's pretty much it, I think.
Yep. I mean, they've really hit the mark on this. Alcantara inside the interior. Because this is the sports package, it's got the Alcantara mixed with the leather.
Performance package.
Sorry, you're right. This has the best attention to detail in any sort of coupe sports car that I've seen just yet. I mean, they've nailed it here. I mean, look at the buttons. You push the buttons and they feel solid. You touch the paddle shifters, they feel like a nice metallic paddle shifter.
This car, the way it's been constructed, materials and everything, it really reminds me of something that's double the price.
Yep.
Like something like Bentley Continental GT or Aston Martin or something way over the $200,000 mark.
But isn't this the best that you can buy for just over 100 grand?
I completely agree. I really like what I see. It makes me feel special.
You get in, you feel special, you look special, and it's just one notch up above anything else we've test driven.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I drove the LC500, you can watch the review if you click on the up right hand corner of your screen. The first thing I immediately said is that this car should have been double the money. And even for double the price, I'd still recommend it because it's a really awesome car.
Yep.
The only thing that actually disappointed me in the interior of the LC500...
Wait, let me tell it, please.
Go.
Mood lighting.
Yes. So at night, it was just too dark. It wasn't funky enough. I was expecting something cooler, especially if you see that BMW at night, it
Yeah.
looks like a party disco, whatever, right? It's like a party zone. This thing here, it was almost dark, like nothing.
How does your seat feel?
The bolstering is spectacular. I'm like in my seat. It's pretty deep, but it's comfortable.
I feel like I'm hugged.
Yeah.
Like the seat has come around me and said, "Hi, come drive me, please."
I'm definitely not going anywhere if you start turning hard. Like,
Yeah, like what?
but yeah,
Like you don't go anywhere.
nope.
But it's comfortable too. It's not like you're sucked into this sports seat that
It's a little
Isn't-
bit hard, but it's not bad.
I'd call it firm. I wouldn't call it hard. But
Whatever floats your boat, man.
hey, listen, this feels awesome. It's a true grand touring car. And the best thing about it is that you won't get a back cramp.
And ventilated seats. So if you're wearing nice clothes, you don't get out and get a sweaty backo.
And we've tested it twice.
Even the BMW, we tested it. I was wearing a nice dress shirt. I drove half an hour under severe sunlight. I was nice. I got out. I was fresh. You seem to have a nice commanding position of the road.
It is perfect.
You like the driving position?
It's perfect, like perfect. I can see the entire cluster. I've got my hands exactly where I want them, and I'm in complete control. My pedals, my feet, my arms, it's in the perfect spot.
There's one problem with the driving position in this car. To get it perfect, you have to be quite far back. At least I see you are far back, I was far back. So the problem with that is, in the occasional event where you need to carry somebody behind you and you have to, like, let's say compromise your comfort to give them some leg room, there's like no way to do it here.
No.
Like even moving the seat an inch forward makes it super uncomfortable.
And
Whereas in
yeah,
the Beamer, you can actually do that because the real estate is a little bit bigger, so you can get a bit uncomfortable to give some extra leg room to the passenger in the back.
that back seat's really only there for design, in my opinion. It's not there for anything practical.
My kids have a little bit of a different opinion. Let's see what they have to say.
Okay.
This car is awesome, guys. It's super cool because it's like kid area. It's very
Tell me about
neat.
the materials again.
The materials. There's some velvet and speakers beside us. Some window glass. And there's some.
What about leg room though? Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm really comfortable. And look, we even
Eric, do you have anywhere to put your legs?
No. Barely nothing. Yeah, barely nothing.
Well,
But
what
we still
about-
love it.
What about headroom though? Your heads fit okay?
Perfect. And there's a sunroof over here. Yeah,
Oh, it's not really a sunroof, but All right. So, we like this car, yes or no?
Yes.
All right. How about the trunk? I saw it has a very nice net on the bottom.
Yeah, you know what? I went shopping and I fit maybe 3 bags in there. Probably 4. I'm over
It's
exaggerating.
170 liters, so it's very usable. Is it good?
Yeah, it didn't even move while
Good.
we're driving.
You can go shopping. Don't plan on buying a lot.
It's not very tall though, so it's very wide but not tall.
It is not deep at all. But what you can do is put your net over top of your groceries so that when
They
you
don't
do
fit
this,
everywhere.
they're not going to move.
Yeah. They're gonna get excited though, because they're right above that exhaust pipe.
Yeah, maybe the milk might leak a little bit.
Yeah. So what driving modes do we have on board?
So you've got normal, sport, sport plus, comfort, and eco.
And custom, which was my favorite mode, because I could do steering in sport, drivetrain in sport, gearbox in normal, and suspension in comfort.
Now, hold on a second. Before you even go anywhere else, did you even drive this in eco mode?
Seriously, why would you drive this in eco?
Why not?
There's no
I wanted to
reason
see if I can get it under 15 liters, and there's no chance.
If you get out and push it, maybe. So this LC500 comes with a V8 under the hood. It's naturally aspirated, makes 471 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. And now you don't need to remember those numbers anymore.
Because for some stupid reason, I could never remember them.
And you get a 10-speed automatic. On the highway, this, like at 100 kilometers an hour, 110, this will go into 10th gear and it will purr at 1500 RPM. So
A little less,
it's
but yeah.
practically idling on the highway, which is great.
And it's doing nothing.
Now, let's talk a little bit about how Lexus put a whole team together to tune the sound of this exhaust. And now, would you do us all a favor
Put into manual mode?
and hammer it?
Okay.
Oh, that's the downshift I was talking about. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do a little exhaust test here to see which one sounds better. Why don't you leave us a comment and tell us what you think? And we're gonna go find some tunnels. All right, my turn to drive.
No.
Get out.
No. I forgot how much you make me sick when you drive.
Listen.
Oh.
Listen. That downshift is the one I love. But you hear that? That's shift denial. It actually does it quite a lot. So let's talk about how this car drives. The steering is really quick, at least around the center. Like the moment you start turning, the car responds really quickly. Like it's very light on its feet. The one thing that I need to say, I don't know if previously it was possible. Right now, if you come to complete stop and you press the traction control button and you hold it down, it actually completely deactivates, which I don't know if it was the case with the 2017 I drove.
I don't think you tried it last time you did that.
Well, let's try it now. So I drove an LC500 on the track, and I have to tell you that within, let's say, the legal speed limits, it's fantastic. It's fantastic way beyond the legal speed limits. But when you go onto the track and you can actually push it and, you know, push its edges all the way to the extreme, that's where you can tell that this car has not been designed to keep up with the complete exotics of the segment. Like, I wouldn't say it falls apart, but it's definitely more sluggish compared to, let's say, probably the 8 Series.
I'm beyond nauseated right now.
It's comfortable, but again, not super comfortable. Like, I don't find that the suspension, it has the adaptive dampers, but they don't go to the extreme. Like super sport. Sport Plus and Comfort are not night and day. It's like a little bit stiffened up, but not superbly different. Like, for example, a Mercedes Airmatic system,
Yeah, okay, but
will
that's
be
the
like
aromatic. You
true.
can't really compare that
But
with any
even
other
the
suspension.
magnetic ride on a Cadillac or the
BMW.
dynamic dampers on the BMW,
Yeah.
they make a big difference.
Well, it's a bit more noticeable, sure, but you can still tell when you're shifting in modes with this one. I mean, look how much more comfortable it is.
It is more comfortable.
It soaks up the bumps a lot better. I mean, if I had to say a percentage point, I'd say it's about 25% more firm.
The one way to make this ride more comfortable is to go to the BMW.
Let's go.
Go.
Oh, dude, you gotta soften the landing up on that.
I told you to open the roof.
No, see, you always forget to open the roof.
Fail.
Here we are.
Welcome to the comfort of the M850i.
So I have to say, this thing is a beast. It feels like a beast.
It
sounds like a beast.
Let me put this beast mode in perspective. This has 523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. But it's not just that monstrous amount of torque. It's that it's available from 1800 RPM all the way to 4500 RPMs. I'll tell you one thing. There's fast and then there's this. Okay? Like the Lexus sounds incredible. It feels like an exotic car, whatever.
True.
But this
takes
smoke it. When we're saying smoke it, first of all, both cars have four-wheel steering.
Yeah.
This car has four-wheel drive.
Right.
Which means that power, it can actually really put it down.
So, let's see it. Do it. Oh, fuck! Holy shit! Oh my god! What the oh! I think I have whiplash. Oh! What are you laughing at, Boosty?
This is how amazing this N63 engine is. For as long as I've had this M850i for, I have never gone onto the throttle more than like a 20% push. Like the moment you touch the pedal, it's like this monster comes up into life and just pulls you effortlessly. I mean, this thing just has so much power. It's stupid.
You know that story, David and Goliath? This is Goliath.
This is Goliath's daddy, man. What are you talking about? Like seriously, you just touch the accelerator and it's like, boom! It's like this is not even a real M car. The M8 is coming. So, before we say anything else, let's do a little 0 to 100 comparison and show you the difference between this and the Lexus. Let's talk interior. The materials in here are really good for the most of it.
You got soft to the touch all the way down here.
You do. You have stitched leather dashboard. You have really nice leather seats. You have the extended merino leather, they call it on this car. So everything is really good. However, design-wise, I don't like how, I'll show you right now, around the cover of the cup holders, the fit isn't perfect. I like this ashwood gray thing, the trim they put. I really like this Swarovski crystal stuff. It makes it look really nice.
The one problem is you'll never be able to keep this clean. And you got that crystal look here on the start stop. You've got the crystal look here on the touch control.
All this is only $600. So compared to the 143,000 Canadian dollar price tag, $600 is well worth it. You know what's not worth it at all? And it's a $4,500 option.
Oh, let me guess. This sound system.
Yes, this is Bowers & Wilkins. It looks really good. It has the lit up tweeters and speakers, and it's very nice. It looks cool at night.
It's very loud as well.
It's very loud, but it's not very clean. The non-upgraded one is a Harman Kardon sound system.
Mm-hmm.
That's plenty enough for me. Like that has a really good kick to it. I like that one better.
Yeah, I'd save the $4,500.
The thing that this car has that also smokes the Lexus, it completely destroys it, is technology. So
by a mile.
It has obviously also a fully digital instrument cluster, but it doesn't have that cool mechanical shifting thing. Like the instrument cluster in the Lexus is nicer. I like it more.
Right.
This one is fully digital, has more information. The thing is, it has an orange background, and the rev thing, the rev needle, and like this phantom back trace they leave is red. So it's like an orange on red with a little tiny needle. So when you're driving and you just want to quickly glimpse and get an idea of where your RPMs are, you can't see it. At least I can't. The infotainment system You remember how we shit all over the X5 and the X7 because
It was terrible.
iDrive 7 was not ready?
It cut off. It was buggy. It was just brutal.
Well,
This one,
they fixed it. Did you know that this car has a feature that you can talk to the car and it will actually do stuff for you?
yeah, it's got Hey BMW on there. Hey BMW.
Hello. What can I help you with?
I'm hot.
What temperature should I set?
20 degrees.
I'm setting the temperature on the passenger side to 20 degrees Celsius.
I like.
Hey BMW, do you know what the difference is between a porcupine and a BMW?
If you are talking about this specific BMW, the pricks seem to be on the inside.
Another thing that's amazing with this car is when you put it in reverse or when you enable the actual cameras on the car. Okay, so look at this now. Okay, that's the front camera. When you steer, the camera turns. Do you see that?
What?
The actual camera
That's crazy.
turns left and right.
I didn't notice that when I had this. Did
And
you know?
Even when you put it in reverse and then you put the back camera on,
Right.
see? Look, even the reverse camera does the same thing. See? It turns left and right.
Slick.
And on top of that,
Wow.
you get all the 3D views, which are really cool.
Now, did you know that you can use the app called BMW Connected?
Yes.
And you can see what is going on around your car at that very specific moment.
You can see how much gas you have in the car. You can see the status of the doors, windows, locks, roof, all that stuff. So you can do like honk and lights and blah, blah, blah.
That makes me feel really
Coolie.
cool.
Now let's talk about the seats in this car because we praised the one in the Lexus, but these seats are not bad at all. They don't hug you as much as the Lexus. They have adjustable bolstering, but you know, even at their most aggressive setting, it's not like the Lexus.
Yeah.
But they are very comfortable.
So I've noticed that these seats are more plush than the actual Lexus seats.
Yes. And they have the thigh support in typical BMW M Sport fashion, which
Yeah,
I really like.
They're
for
actually
the
longer.
thighs.
Yeah, the BMW M seats, they give you that little extra leg support.
So I'm 5'10" and a half. And I generally put the seat always all the way to the bottom because I like looking far and not close. And you know, when I need to look close to the car, I can always go like this and see. I have to say that this dashboard feels a little bit too high. So I just noticed that I've been going like this a little bit more often than usual. But I really do like the driving position. This feels like a tank, and the way I can set up the seat and the steering and everything, I'm in good control of this car.
My point was that I'm going to open the roof.
And you can do that up to 55 kilometers an hour. Do it up, man.
On the go, roof open. Oh, you are a dirty one.
This sounds so badass.
You know what it reminds me of? Not that it's a comparable item, but it reminds me of the AMG GTR. The exhaust note.
Well, yeah,
I mean, the AMG GTR is a way
Yeah.
more throatier,
True.
but it's getting close to it.
This just sounds dirty.
Wow.
But it only sounds dirty once you actually give it a bit. The Lexus sounds amazing all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's the
have
biggest
to-
difference.
I think Lexus spent a hell of a lot more time trying to fine tune that, but
Yes, where these guys just stuck the M Performance exhaust on it and that's it.
yeah, they called it a day. That ZF is pretty fast.
The ZF is phenomenal. It's it's phenomenal. It's
Like-
really quick.
It's popping through gears like candy.
The one thing I don't like about it, and you pointed it out as well, so the auto start stop is supposed to be very advanced now, and it knows GPS and it uses the cameras to analyze the situation, your surrounding, to predict better if it needs to kick in or not kick in. The point being, the start-stop system sometimes is too eager to kick in too early, but then if you want to roll that extra foot, it goes back on, and then what do you know, it just used its start-stop power, and then that's it. So it can't
Yeah.
go off again. So I think a bit more fine-tuning has to go into the start-stop system.
I'm really not a fan of it in this car. The start-stop, I'm usually
Yeah.
okay with, but in this
I
car,
actually disabled it at some point. I'm like getting pretty annoyed.
yeah,
So.
it's too intrusive on this car. Wow, it didn't even budge.
This thing has unlimited levels of grip. Like on the track, I seriously believe it'd be really fast.
This thing would kick some serious ass on the track.
I mean, it would probably need really good balancing because it's really heavy, but I really believe it will be really quick. We haven't driven it on track yet, so we don't know how it would compare against the Lexus, but honestly, if you ask me about handling on this car, I'll tell you that the steering around the center is a little bit vague. You know, traditionally BMWs, they have to have really precise steering and great manual gearboxes. This one has neither of them. But once you start going fast, it has a variable gearing steering system, just same as a Lexus. It does feel good. It's sport, it gets the good weight behind it. The car, it really turns. It has unlimited levels of grip. It just grips and grips and grips and turns. Like seriously, it will make your neck hurt. The thing is, the one complaint I might have for this car is it has a really good 4-piston brake system in the front. However, it has a
Did you
single
say 4?
4-piston.
Really?
And it has a single floating caliper thing in the back.
See, that's another
So,
note that says Lexus took their build of that LC500 a little more.
Yeah.
It took it to heart.
It stops. It has good brakes, but
True.
would they be able to hold up on a track? I don't know. At
I think
least
it would.
on paper, they could have been better.
Sure. But it's not an M car.
No,
It's an M performance car, not
it's
an M car.
It's an M farting car. So what are the highlights in the Lexus?
What's not to like? The design is beautiful.
Agreed.
It's comfortable.
Agreed.
The interior is stunning. You feel like a
terms of
rock star.
quality, not design. The
I think
quality,
even
yes.
design.
Design.
Well, okay, maybe it's a bit of a minimalist, but I think you still feel special, and I think it's great.
Okay,
I think
keep
it's
going.
still stunning. Mind you, this is flashier, but again, so nothing beats the exhaust on the Lexus. I think we both can agree the Lexus exhaust has not been topped.
It sounds good from idle to red line. Like, doesn't matter how fast you're driving, it just sounds good.
You can be standing there, you start the car, people turn around and say, "What was that?"
Speaking of turning heads, the Lexus turns heads. This one just turns.
Yes.
You know, the really impressive thing about this comparison is that usually the BMW is the flashy, screaming car that's, you know, made for the guy that wants to attract attention.
Right.
And usually the Lexus is the one that's muted, it's more, you know, reasonable, low-key for more serious people or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
In this head-to-head, these two cars are completely the opposite.
Yeah.
These two cars are two very different approaches to the same thing. So
Yes.
high performance, luxury, GT, Coupe or Cabriolet. Actually, the LC500 Cabriolet is coming in a year.
Yes.
So I can't wait to see that. I've seen pictures. Here's a picture of it. It looks stunning. So the highlights of this BMW. 100% performance. The power delivery in this car is absolutely mind-boggling. This
Yep.
thing is stupid fast.
Check.
Okay? Comfort. It is very comfortable.
Yeah, it's nice and plush.
And it ticks the comfort check boxes.
Yep.
It does everything you need it to do.
Agreed.
Technology. It does everything I want it to do. I mean, even at night when you open the door, the very fancy interior mood lighting turns into a flashing indication to people driving that your door is open. So it's like, watch out, dude, there's a door here that's open. Whereas the dark Lexus door would be just a big bang and then a cyclist going over it. Time to pick. It's the worst hour of the day.
No, it's not. I picked the Lexus, hands down.
I knew you would
9.5
pick-
out of 10.
I knew you'd pick the Lexus because it's a really good car. I mean, for the money, it's really good.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I have to say that I'm having a really hard time picking. I like both cars.
That's true. It was a
They're
hard choice.
spectacular cars. They're very different cars. If it was my money, I'd want this car to be Lexus money so I can buy this car because it suits me a bit more. It does more for me. And the main reason is we all know that speed gets old quite fast. So once you get used to the speed of the Lexus, you're going to want more. And that naturally aspirated engine, there's not much you can do to it to give it more power. Like when you start souping up that car, you're pretty much stuck unless you do like a complete turbocharging kit or whatever, but that's going to be like crazy difficult and whatever.
That's where we
And I
differ.
like that Lexus reliability comes in that car. But this one, just knowing that it's stupid fast, and then with like a JB4, you can make it go like over 650, 700 horsepower. This can be like the ultimate sleeper in the category.
Yeah, but you know what? The looks never get old, so who cares?
Yeah. So I want to say that, you know what, I would really want one of these, but would I buy it? I don't know. I could never justify the extra money over the Lexus. Like,
So, which one are you picking?
both.
Come on. You can't pick both.
I'll pick
You have to pick one.
I'll pick this after some guy buys it, and I'll buy it secondhand off him. Because this is going to depreciate like crazy. Lexus, I'm not sure.
I have no comment.
We'll have to wait to see.
I have no comment.
So
But
my
there you
score
have it.
is 9.5 for both cars, but they're very different 9.5s because they score in different categories.
You know what? I'm going to give that score to the Beamer too. Yeah, I'll give it a solid 9.5. I'd even be as bold to say that I gave it the +1 because of the Cabrio.
Even
But
the Coupe, I'd love the Coupe too.
I love to test drive the Coupe. I'm pretty sure it's a very different car.
Now it's time for you to subscribe,
Please subscribe.
share this video, and leave us a comment and tell us what would you pick between these two cars. And until next time,
Adios.